Welcome back to The Explainer, folks. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through this fascinating historical narrative today. We're going to look at a moment in time where literally the fate of an entire empire and the life of one of history's most significant figures hung entirely in the balance. I want you to picture the dramatic stage we're setting here. You have an absolute ruler, a king with unparalleled power, and a massive empire whose entire dominion is suddenly threatened. And the crazy part? It wasn't by an invading army, and it wasn't a political coup. It was a single, completely unexpected action from a literal infant. It's an unbelievable story of power, paranoia, and a miraculous rescue.
We're going to start right in the middle of the action, because this story kicks off with an inciting incident that is just mind-blowing. Picture this. The incredibly powerful ruler, Pharaoh, is sitting in his grand court. He's actually having a quiet, seemingly affectionate moment, just bouncing baby Musa on his lap. Everything is calm. And then, out of absolutely nowhere, the infant Musa raises his tiny hand and delivers a forceful, resounding slap right across Pharaoh's face. Just imagine the deafening silence in that throne room. A slap that literally shook an empire.
All right, moving into Section 1, Pharaoh's Wrath, the Ruler's Rage.
Okay, let's dive into this and break down how fast this escalated. First, you have that playful moment in the lap, which is super disarming. Second, that sudden hard slap. And third, absolute madness. I mean, Pharaoh doesn't just get a little annoyed here. He becomes completely unhinged. The calm evaporates into this deadly, blinding rage. He goes from 0 to 100 in a split second. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the terrifying psychological leap Pharaoh makes in that exact moment. He declares, "This is the child who will destroy my empire." See, he isn't just reacting to physical pain. This slap triggers a really deep paranoia about ancient prophecies. He suddenly looks at this baby and sees a calculated act of aggression by the architect of his own downfall.
And because of that terrifying realization, the stakes are pushed to the absolute maximum. Pharaoh immediately summons his executioners. He issues a definitive death sentence right then and there. The order is crystal clear. This child must be killed on the spot. No trial, no deliberation whatsoever. The executioners are ready, and baby Musa's life is literally about to end before it even truly begins.
Which brings us to Section 2, Asia's Test, a brave intervention.
Just as the executioners prepare, the pacing of our story shifts entirely. Enter Hazrat Asya, Pharaoh's wife. She bravely steps right into the path of her husband's blinding rage with a brilliantly logical defense. She asks, was the slap intentional or innocent ignorance? So the crucial point is her core argument. Musa is an infant, and he just completely lacks the cognitive understanding to act with deliberate malice. But Pharaoh is extremely paranoid, and he isn't easily convinced. So, Asiya proposes something extraordinary: the trial of intent. It's this high-stakes test designed specifically to prove whether an infant's action is driven by deliberate awareness, meaning guilt, or just an innocent lack of understanding. She puts absolutely everything on the line with this idea. And it all comes down to this number right here, 2. I want you to take a second to process that. Musa's entire existence, his past, his present, and his monumental future now rests entirely on a choice between exactly 2 highly contrasting objects. 2 items are going to be placed in front of him, and his reaction would dictate whether he lives or dies. Let's look at Section 3, Fire and Bold, a miraculous rescue. And this brilliantly illustrates the setup. Just imagine the intense suspense in that royal court as the elements of this bizarre test are brought into the room. On side A, we have shiny, beautiful gold jewelry. If the baby reaches for the gold, it proves he knows value, and that means the slap was a deliberate insult. Guilt. Guaranteed execution. But on side B, a burning fire. Grabbing a hot coal proves absolute ignorance, which signifies pure innocence. So the test is laid out. The silence in the room is deafening. And then, the infant Musa reaches his little hand out. But he doesn't reach for the fire. He reaches directly toward the shining gold jewelry. It is a terrifying, heart-stopping moment. By reaching for the gold, he is proving his awareness. He is literally sealing his own doom and handing his life straight over to the executioners. Let's move on and see how this builds, because just as all hope seems lost, we witness a divine redirection. The narrative tells us of a sudden, completely invisible intervention by the angel Jibril. Here's how this climax actually unfolds.
The tension is at its absolute peak. Musa's hand is inches from the gold. Unseen by the court, Jabril suddenly arrives. He intercepts the baby's reaching hand, physically pulling it away from the fatal choice of the jewelry. Instead, he guides the infant's hand directly toward the burning coals. It is a miraculous, split-second rescue.
But the result is visceral and really shocking. Guided by Jibril, baby Musa picks up the burning coal. And he doesn't just touch it. The text tells us he actually places that glowing, burning ember right into his own mouth. Yeah, it's an act of pure, undeniable innocence and ignorance. It's shocking to witness, and the physical toll is real, but it is the ultimate proof required to save his life.
Witnessing this child put a literal burning coal into his own mouth, Firon is finally convinced. He sees this profound act of ignorance, and his paranoia just subsides. The death sentence is officially canceled. Firon changes his mind entirely, and the child's life is spared. The trap was set, but the baby survives.
So, what does this all mean? We are left with this incredibly profound question to ponder. How can a single burning coal humble absolute power and alter the course of destiny? It really makes you reflect on how divine will and the absolute smallest of margins can intervene to protect innocence against ultimate tyranny. I hope this structured look at this amazing historical parable has sparked your curiosity and left you eager to uncover even more incredible stories with us. Keep questioning, keep learning, and thank you so much for joining me on The Explainer today.